What if I told you that earning more money doesn't make you richer? Well, not always. You wouldn't believe me. You'd say he doesn't know what he's talking about. So let's look at it in this perspective. Imagine this, okay? Last year you earned 20,000 rand per month. Not bad, it's average, it's not bad. Now this year your boss gave you a 5% increase. You should be celebrating, right? Well, you have every right to you have every right to be celebrating. It's an increase. Not everyone gets an increase like that, you know. It's an increase. But here's the catch: food prices goes up, electricity goes up, uh, petrol goes up, insurances goes up, the housing market goes up. Everything just rises. Boom! Now everything's expensive. Where's that 5%? Gone, 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 ganj, gone. Because right now that's what we call inflation. Everything just rises. You know. So in today's episode, we are going to answer a question that most South Africans are asking. Why does it feel impossible to become rich in South Africa? Which is a very valid question, you know, because looking at the data, stats, and everything, we're the most industrialized country in Africa. We have the biggest we have the biggest stock exchange market in Africa, the JSE, the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. So why does it feel impossible to become rich here in South Africa? Well, today we're going to look at four factors: cost of living, salaries, housing market, and wealth building. Let's start with the one that we all see: cost of living. It's getting expensive. Everything is getting expensive. You know, when you go, let me make an example. You go to you go shopping. Yeah? Last year, uh, you went to Spa for shopping. Spa right now, it's expensive. We don't touch that one. We don't touch it. It's expensive. So let's say last year you go to Spa, and like let me get my basic necessities: my soap, dishwashing liquid, uh let me say snacks then there, because like everyone wants to treat themselves then they're at home. Snacks, bread, the basic butter, jam, the basics. Okay, so you go and buy that. Last year that cost like what? Maybe you bought seven items, they cost 200 rand. You're like, okay, it's expensive but it's manageable. Then you get a 5% increase, like we said. Okay, the next year. Now you go back to Spa, like, no, let me shop. Maybe it might be like maybe 200 rand or 250. You go, you shop. Next thing you find out, a big bomb. Boom. Everything costs 350. 300 rand, 350. That's the cost of living. It's becoming unbearable. You know, how are we expected to become wealthy when these costs keep rising? And they rise fast. Fast. You know. So the cost of living is one of the major or one of the biggest factors that's stopping us from becoming wealthy. Right? So number two, that leads to my second thing. Why can't we afford those things? Well, this leads to my second factor: salaries. Now this one is a very it's a very weird one, you know. For me it's a weird one, you know. So um salaries for me, I say I wouldn't rely on a salary when I live in South Africa. But yet, I'm speaking from my perspective. When speaking from another person's perspective who lives in South Africa and relies on a salary, right now, we are a lot in South Africa. 63 million people. The last time I checked, we are 63 million. Okay, so let me create an example. We are 63 million people in South Africa. Okay, so these jobs like engineering, nursing, doctors, which is medicine, law. There's a lot of jobs. Entrepreneurship. There's a lot. Okay, so let's say right now market right now that's hot is mechanical engineering and uh, software engineering. Those are the two hot jobs right now. So there's a lot of applications for software engineering and mechanical engineering. So right now there's a lot of applications. What will businesses do? They will offer low salaries for those workers because why? It's not scarce. There's so many workers. They know that if you reject, there's another one who's going to apply. If that one if that one says the pay is low, they'll go for another one. So right now there's lots of people applying for jobs, so that pushes businesses to give low salaries. They don't push them to increase the salaries, but it will push them to decrease the salaries so that they can make their required profit, or the profit that they want to make. you know. So that's one of the major factors. Now this factor also contributes to the other factor, which is housing. How the housing market right now, it's crazy expensive compared to 2010. Right now, houses are expensive. 1 million rand doesn't buy you a house. I think it buys you a shack these days. That's what some people say. They say it buys you a shack. Now, it's not what the data says. It's what people say. It says it buys you a shack. That's what they say. You know. So right now, the housing market it's like ridiculous. It's ridiculous right now, because I think the minimum uh amount that I saw to buy a house maybe in Pretoria or Jozi was like 2 million, 2 million rand. Yeah, in Cape Town it's way more than that. I think like 3 million, 4 million, somewhere there. So how are we expected to build wealth if we cannot buy houses? How where will the basic South African live? I think I saw, for example, this property I saw in Property 24 in Cape Town. It was like one bedroom, like one room apartment. If you saw how small that place was, and you saw the pricing on it, that's when you see that the housing market is no longer reasonable. It's becoming unreasonable due to these interest rates. Because right now, I think I saw, how much was it? I think it was 8,000 rand. Yeah, 8,000, 5,000, somewhere there. Yeah, between 8,000 and 5,000 for like a one bedroom apartment. It's like the kitchen was here, toilet was here, bed was like somewhere here. Think like this place here was your room. That's how small it was. For 5 to 8,000 rand, I'm picking it up. Even though you try to move, even if you try to move to another place, it's expensive. Everywhere you go here, even if you rent, it's expensive. It's expensive. So how are we expected to build wealth if we cannot own assets like house to push real estate? No. And my fourth one is wealth building. Now this one is a very, let's say, it's what they don't teach you at school, or what they don't teach us at school. Me myself, I had to like research for like a year to find out how to build wealth, and only to find out you need assets. Now, what's an asset? An asset is something that will generate for you, that will generate money for you while you are not actively doing the, or let me say, an asset is something that you own, like you own it, it's yours, and can generate income for you. For example, houses. Let's say you own, let's say you own an apartment. Own an apartment. Um, you had to take out a loan to own an apartment. Okay, so that apartment, you rent it out to a tenant. A tenant pays you like what? Maybe yours was, maybe you rented it for 5,000 rand. So the tenant pays 5,000 rand per month to rent that place. Okay, and uh, uh, um the monthly amount that you should be paying the bank is 3,000 rand. So right now you have like what, 2,000 rand in profit. See, that's one of the best wealth builders, which is real estate. Secondly, is investing into the stock market. Doesn't matter the JSE, Nasdaq 100, the S&P 500, doesn't matter. Whatever you like, before you invest, please do your research. Before even attempting to invest in the stock market, please do your research. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's something that requires patience and research, because if you enter the stock market with a blind eye, it's not gonna look good for you. It's not going to look good for you. So please use apps like Easy Equity. They have courses where you can retrain these demo accounts and all that. So please use those apps to learn about the stock market. Try things like forex and Bitcoin. But please, before you enter any market, or before you even try any money making hustle, please do your research. Please do your research, because that will pay off in the end. So please do your research. That's uh one of them, wealth builders. And thirdly and lastly, side hustle. Start a side hustle. This one I'll preach every single episode. I will try and preach it every single episode. Start a side hustle. Me myself, is my hustle. It's content creation. You know, right now I'm not big. I'm starting out. You see, it's hard. Like, starting content creation is hard, but yet with consistency and learning from your mistakes in every field, I promise you, at the end, you will succeed. If you're just consistent and you learn from your mistakes, there's no way you won't succeed. If God allows you to succeed, you will succeed. So that's what I recommend for wealth building. I hope this episode was I hope this episode helped, and I hope it was useful to those who are watching. And if you know someone who thinks that it's impossible to get rich in South Africa, send them this video. Maybe it might show them why it feels impossible to become rich, but yet it is impossible. Anything is possible if you believe it here, and you pray and believe in the Father. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next episode.